Hello, Prof. Goldman. We will start in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Hello, Clara.
Hello.
So Jay, Yusuf, and Daniel, are we okay to start?
Yeah, I think we're good to
I
go.
think so.
Okay.
Thank you. So I would like to start with making a few announcements. So as you all know, this is our second lab workshop. This will run over 3 days. My name is Sanjay Kapche, and I'm a mathematician who works in Lawson Health Research Institute, as well as Western University. The lab is generously supported by multiple funding agencies in various different manners. And so with this slide, I'm happy to announce our second PM3 workshop open. This workshop will run over the next 2.5 days till 5 o'clock on Sunday, this weekend. So a little bit of land acknowledgement here. Very, very beautiful artwork as well. To give everyone an overview of the lab's activities, I thought this kind of a slide will help. On the left-hand side are shown all the platforms that we have uptaken for use in our scientific work. Several of these platforms are also under customization and development, both for our own purposes as well as to be supported for other groups and laboratories across the university, any group, not just in this university, who wishes to use these and some of the platforms. We adapt the platforms, we provide documentation. The documentation is public, and there are mailing lists through which we provide support to our new users. Specifically, as of today, we are using advanced platforms called SimVascular for fluid flow, especially blood flow hemodynamics. A platform called CHASE, which is under finite element platform to be simulating both fluid dynamics as well as electrical activity in hearts and brains. Yours truly has developed a platform called the Virtual Cardiac Physiology Laboratory, something that Randa and others might speak about over the course of the next 2 or 3 days. As a necessity, as well as a pleasure, we use several platforms from a collection called Kitware. Specifically, we are using 3D Slicer. Jeremiah will speak about another Kitware platform called VTK ParaView. And several of our members use ImageJ in the form of Fiji or ImageJ2. In addition to well-established platforms, we also support codes. So this is more than 1 or 2 computer files, programs, but they are not full-blown platforms as such. And these have been uptaken recently or not so recently. And to mention a few, for Cine MRI, we are using something called dense analysis from Stanford and Florida. We are also using codes from the CCOM lab in Arizona, which relies on model or problem-specific properties and how to exploit them to accelerate your computation. Our own mathematics department's Mueller lab has generously provided access to their codes as well. And so a part of the lab's activities is development, support, and use of scientific platforms, advanced scientific platforms, especially those that are high-performance computing applications. On the right-hand side, in panel B, I have shown the IP that is upcoming or has been developed in the lab since 2016. The figure actually shows the workings of the Lawson coronary heart model. And that's how this is a summary of how the coronary heart model was constructed. And upcoming, hopefully very soon, definitely by the time our users require them, we will have a virtual human, cardiovascular human. Since we have a whole bunch of laboratories performing animal experiments, a push is also to develop the virtual cardiovascular rat, the whole body vasculature of the rat. One of the things that I'm keen on is to assess treatments prior to animal experiments and clinical trials. And the same applies for device optimization. I believe there is at least one presentation in this workshop that speaks about device optimization. And as a necessity, since our models are data-driven, we must uptake a lot of image processing. We must develop a lot of expertise in image processing, as well as in validation, verification, and uncertainty quantification of all the models that we develop for obvious reasons. And so this is a summary of the current and projected activities. Now, I would like to sort of take a minute to thank all my mentors, all our friends, colleagues, institutions, funders, and the list is endless. They say that it takes a village to make a graduate student succeed, but it's taken a whole city, whole provinces, even a couple of countries to get the lab to the place where it is at today. Specifically, I'll start with Professor Christopher McIntyre. He leads the clinical research group called the Kidney Clinical Research Group. In fact, the group that he leads is a collection of basic science and clinical science efforts, laboratories. And he is a professor of medicine. He's a professor of pathology and several other subjects. So he is the nephrologist. Secondly, I would like to start by, I would like to thank Professor Jefferson C. Frisby, who leads the Department of Medical Biophysics in Western University. The department has several hundred principal investigators that he leads. He also has a microvasculature laboratory. His interests lie, of course, in the experimental sciences, everything related to microvasculature. But in addition, he's interested in applying biophysical principles such as chaos theory and other principles to interpret the large data that is generated in his laboratory. We would not be where we are at today if not for over 6 or 7, over half a dozen established research groups, multidisciplinary research groups across the universities and a couple in the United Kingdom. They are all either in physics, in pharmacology, in medicine, in Robarts Institute, as well as in the cardiovascular sciences, the School of Medicine in Manchester. And so we are collaborating on specific developments, models, as well as platforms with a large number of groups from multiple disciplines. My special thanks goes out to Professor Dr. Daniel Goldman, who I consider to be a mentor and close friend. I'm sure he does not consider me to be his friend, but He's a close friend of mine. He's also a very, very good mentor. And any graduate student considering development should look toward personalities of that kind. Furthermore, we have recently started working with members of the university in Waterloo University. Specifically, we have started working with Professor Anita Layton, who is a professor of maths, computer science, pharmacy, and biology. And we are designing studies to progress kidney modeling, of which she's a guru. And we have also started working on large data with her. Finally, I have a long-term relationship with Professor Halina Dobronsky in the School of Medicine, University of Manchester in the United Kingdom. And with her, the collaboration is specifically about the natural pacemaker of the heart, called the SINO2 node, the heart in general, the whole heart in general, human hearts, and more generally about very super high resolution imaging of the cardiovascular system. I'm sure I have forgotten to thank many key contributors to the progress of this lab, and for that I apologize. But overall, a very sincere thanks to everyone. Now, going to sort of was to happen over the next couple of days. Today, I'm looking for introductions to happen as soon as I finish, for about an hour or so, 50 minutes or so, after which I'll present something about the underlying physics of what we should be considering. The talk is nowhere complete. Tomorrow, we will start at 10:30 and end at 12:30 for student presentations in the morning. And we will pick up again between 2 and 5 for tutorials about various platforms, all prepared by members of the lab. And on the last day, on Sunday, on the 15th of August, the format repeats in that there are presentations, except when Clara is presenting her tutorial in the morning for an hour or more, followed by a couple of talks in the afternoon. In addition, we plan a social, so whoever is available are invited to join us for our social in the evening. I believe we are going to go to somewhere in Wortley Village or on Dundas for our social. Everyone going to the social is double vaccinated, and they will have double masks on their faces. But fine, so that is the workshop agenda. And so the next thing I would like to bring everyone's attention to are the house rules. I would like sort of some salient rules to be followed by, firstly, the assistants, the presentation assistants, and then the attendees. And as far as the assistants are concerned, they are to, with mutual sort of understanding, record the live presentations and provide the videos to the concerned person so that it can go through our open access YouTube channel, the lab's YouTube channel. The assistants should also introduce the presenter, keep track of time, as well as drive the question and answers. And as a last thought before we started today, I thought it would be very nice if all members of the lab attend the complete workshop, except if you have, say, a pressing deadline or you live on the other end of the world. So when it's a pleasant afternoon for us, it's some odd hour like 2:30 in the morning for a few, not many. As far as attendees are concerned, please be aware that the workshop, the complete workshop, will be recorded. Attendee number may be capped at 100 if we reach a attendance of 100. So right now we are sitting at 15, so we have plenty of space there. But I thought that preference would also be to Western University, to Lawson, to members of Waterloo, to Beijing Tech, and everyone else who has registered formally. Please can all attendees write their questions in the chat, and we will have presentation followed by question and answer format throughout the workshop. But fine. Now, if anyone finds that there is a risk for admitting any specific attendee, which I do not see much of, the assistants have been asked to remove those specific attendees. Basically, keep away from bots and such like. In all communication related to the workshop and in the future, I hope we communicate a lot in the future among ourselves and with everyone else. Please do use your work email address. And so with that, I would like to pass the floor to Jay, Daniel, and Yusuf to proceed with the introductions.